Hey guys, this is Keith with KJ Aquatics, and it's been probably, I know it's been more than a month since I brought in plants. We've been busy as F. Um, actually, like mid September till I want to say now, I haven't had a weekend free. Um, and I don't have this weekend free coming up either because Elijah is Snoopy in its at his school play. Um, a good man, Charlie Brown. So we will be this weekend watching Mr. E. Anyways, um, I got a box of plants in. I haven't got any in a while just because we've been on the road a lot. And here's what it is. If you guys don't know, KJE is much, much more than just plants. And I appreciate you guys supporting us on products other than plants. I really do. Alishan says, "Who's this guy?" Somebody new on YouTube. Um, yeah. So maybe. Hey, Jenna P. Bridget. Hello. And I said hi to my buddy Rob already. I think. Um, Donna. Hello. Jim Jones. Hello. And anyways, I said 10:25. I think I'm a few minutes early, but here's what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this box of plants. What's up, Matt? And if you have any questions on what I'm unboxing or any questions on hobby related or the hobby in general, feel free to ask. If you got questions on other stuff, feel free to ask. But I didn't bring my pocket knife, but I got a Subaru key. So let's go ahead and open this up. Actually, the tape wasn't that good anyway, so let's see. I uploaded the stock on the website already, so if you go to kjeaquatics.com, you'll already see the uploaded list. So I get that ahead of time. I ordered a bunch more plants than what they included. So if you're looking for something specific and you ask me about it, I put it on the list. I promise I did. And if you don't see it in this box, it's not my fault. I did order a bunch of Aponigettons, Madagascar lace, Ovaceous, Ovaceous, however you say it, um, and a few others, Caparoni. I ordered it. Wasn't available. Zero Aponigettons unless they surprised me, but really zero. This is one thing right here. People ask me all the time about cold packs with their plants. Cold packs will do more damage on your plants than they do good. And I constantly tell this nursery not to include cold packs. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. So if I have some damaged plants because of this, I'm gonna let them know too. So, anyways, people ask me about cold packs concerning plants. Plants don't need them. Cold packs are a fucking joke. All right. Anyways, ooh, these are big. Nice, nice, nice. First one, hopefully they're good because the cold pack was sitting on these. These are Jungle Val species red, which doesn't mean that they're red. All right. If you guys bought these before, they're still green, but the species red has a reddish tint if under high light, but they do usually have a wider leaf versus the regular Vallisneria americana, which is just jungle val. So this is a jungle val species red. These are really nice size. I think I only got 20, so you might want to jump on these because this is much bigger than what I got before. In there, they're a nicer val versus a regular jungle val. I promise you that. All right, this is Cryptocarine lucens. These are grown immersed just because I could tell the height of the plant. So this is Crypt lucens. I will pot these up in the immersed form, and they convert real easy. So don't be scared about the immersed form versus the submerged form. But in the submerged form, these are going to shrink down, and they're going to probably be a little bit less than half of what you see right here. So I would suggest using these as a foreground plant in a small tank, or a foreground plant in a mid-sized tank, and maybe I'm confused right now. Anyways, a foreground plant in a small tank is very good. So don't be scared about the height right here, right? All right, Crypt lucens. All right. Oh, I get tongue-tied. Nice size crypts, yes. But like I said, Alishan, this Cryptocarine lucens, once you get them converted, and like I said, they convert real easy. They're gonna be shorter. All right. These are all Crypt lucens. Next up is, all right, this plant, you cannot submerge it. All right. This is a plant that you have to grow immersed. This is a Sigonium. So arrowhead in a clump right here. These grow excellent above the water line. I really love these as long as you have light above. Also do very well in your paludariums or terrariums. But you can grow these in your tank. You just can't fully submerge them. So if you grow these at the top of your tank in a pot like you would pothos, they get much taller than this, and you get a really cool looking leaf, and you get some different color variants. You get some variegation. These are sold as assorted, so you might get some with a, you can't tell here, but this has like a little pink hue. This clump right here is like variegated, so you get some white and green. Looks really cool. But I have several of these growing above. I have a 55 right here, and that's all planted. I'm going to show you up here. But there is, up here, there is pothos, there is bamboo, there is mondo grass, there is the Sigonium, these. There is also some monstera, and I honestly forget what else I got up there. But this is my immersed planted tank for myself. So, and I really don't, in that tank, I really don't have a lot of submerged plants because of what's in there. Inside that tank, I just have some Chapliacus pardalis. Actually, with location, they're from San Juanico, Mexico. But again, inside that tank, it's a 55 gallon. 55 gallons actually suck for a planted tank. Unless you have like really, really good light. It's just the depth of the tank. I hate a 55 gallon tank for a planted tank. So all my plants in the 55 are atop the water line. Hey Foxy, thanks for joining. Danikin, what up? Danikin up early. So, anyways, Sigonium. Oh. See what else I have. These people look like they screwed me again because I see some shit in the box that I did not order. They got some people that no comprende. All right. I really see some shit in the box. I did not order this mofo. You know what I ordered? I ordered plastic sleeves. These mofos, I swear to God, can't read a fucking packet list or order. Sorry. I had a bad day yesterday, and that just fucking irks me. But it makes me want to fucking quit this hobby when people fucking do stupid. Sorry, I'm venting. All right, guys. Sorry. Money wort, Bacopa monnieri. This has been a staple in the hobby for a long, long, long time, and it's super easy. Bacopa monnieri, also known, the common name is money wort. Nice bunches, easy stem plant. You could also float this. Um, Floating at the surface, it will produce, if you have sufficient light, but it'll still grow under moderate light. But with high light, or grow this outdoors floating, it's going to produce a nice little white flower. So money wort. Again, if you're just tuning in, and I'm not reading all the chat, so if I miss you in chat, I'm sorry, but I do appreciate you guys coming. But I did update the website, so all right. Next up is another crypt. This is Cryptocarine Wenti. This is the red variant, and then these are on the website as potted. So I will pot these. If you don't know what potted means, it means the plant's gonna come in a 2-inch net pot with rock wool. So this is what you'll get. I'll plant this, and you could keep these indefinite in a pot. People I see on Facebook all the time. Facebook is the worst place to get any fish advice unless you ask the right people. But so this is what you'll get when it says potted. You're going to get the plant, a rooted plant, in a 2-inch net pot, right? That's what you'll get. So that one's already potted. A lot of times I order these potted or bare root. It's just how they're available. A bunch of that Bacopa at the. I don't know what you mean by that. You must have bought a bunch. Nano Aquarium guy, I'm scrolling up right now. So, yeah, Danikin says 55s are great grow out tanks. 100% if you're growing out fish. For plants, they suck. 75 gallons sucks for plants. Honestly, the best footprint for plants, if you want a nice planted tank on a little bit of a bigger scale, 40 breeder. Honestly, 40 breeder is the best footprint for a tank that's a little bit bigger, because it's shallow. All right, a 40 breeder I think is 18 inches deep. 55 gallon is like 20, 24 inches deep. They really suck for plants. But all right. Anyways, let's get back here. I haven't done this for a while. I'm kind of out of it. Like I said, I told you guys, if you're friends of mine, I had a fucking real shit day yesterday, and I actually forgot about this box of plants. Where I take my wife to work in the morning is right next to the airport, so it's pretty convenient just to drop her off when I get plants. When I get plants. So I drop her off early in the morning. I go right to the airport, pick them up. I totally forgot about this just because I just mentally I'm not there. So I drove all the way back, another 25 miles back, sat down, and I knew I forgot something. So then I was reading through my emails this morning, and then I seen where it shipped from the nursery, and I was like, what the F? So I had to turn around and drive all the way back to the airport, pick up the plants, and now I'm back. So anyways. So, fuck. All right. Next up, Red Reuben swords. This is my absolutely favorite sword plant. It doesn't get huge, but in my opinion, it's the easiest sword plant to grow. And it's way better than your ugly ass Amazon swords because as you're gonna get green leaves like you would Amazon, but as new leaves grow from the red Reuben, and the red ocelot and the red oriental will do the same thing, but I find the red Reuben to be the easiest sword plant from my experience. So I'm just going on what I do and what I experience. But the red Reuben is my favorite sword plant. You get some really nice coloring other than your basic green. It doesn't get huge like an Amazon or some of the other ones. So you can keep it in more of a mid-sized tank, and it's not gonna just fill the whole tank up. Um, you do They do benefit from a root fertilizer. So either if you have like a really good substrate, um, or you can grow these in just bare aquarium gravel, just pea gravel, and subsidize it or substitute or add um, a planted root tab, which is Thrive. Um, I suggest Thrive. We sell it, but I sell it because it's good stuff, right? I'm really not into this unboxing, so pardon me. Just still fucking bummed. All right. Next up. Oh, I have it. This is actually a new one. So kind of happy about this one that I got it in. This is a new one on the website. It's not new to the hobby, but these are dwarf aquarium lily. This is not red tiger lotus, and then this is not just a bulb like a lot of people sell. So you see the bulb. This is not tiger lotus. This is dwarf aquarium lily, and I ordered small plants, and then like I said, these aren't huge, but in the plant retail realm, this would be considered medium. All right, so you're gonna get a good deal, and you know that they're viable because they're already growing. A lot of people sell these just as a bulb, and they turn out to be like just a rotten piece of poop. So, how tall did these get, Foxy? These will get like pretty big. So they grow very similar to red tiger lotus or green tiger lotus. Tiger lotus is tiger lotus. It could be red or green. The dwarf aquarium lily tend to be more on the reddish purplish side versus tiger lotus. In my opinion, their leaf is a little bit more arrow-like, so it's not as rounded. So the leaf will be more cone shape, and they get big. They will get big. So dwarf aquarium lily, they had them on the list as small plants. They also had bulbs, but I hate buying bulbs unless that's the only way I can get them as bulbs because you don't always get a viable plant. When I buy tiger lotus, folks, when you get a tiger lotus from KJE, you're gonna get the plant with the bulb. Some some vendors, and you could do your own research, will sell just a bulb, no guarantees, or they'll sell the plant minus the bulb. The reason I sell the plant with the bulb it grown from is because oftentimes with tiger lotus you can get more than one plant coming out of that bulb. So if you're buying just the plant minus the bulb, I feel you're getting ripped off. So that's my opinion on that. So you you can kind of train the dwarf lilies to stay lower, but it involves a yeah. You read what Jenna says. It's gonna get bulb. If you do a lot of trimming, it can grow just like tiger lotus. It can grow more horizontal versus vertical, but um, overall, it does get big. So I wouldn't suggest putting a dwarf aquarium lily in a 5 gallon tank. If you want to put it in your 10 gallon tank and let it grow out a little bit, eventually, a year down the road, it might fill the whole thing up. But um, I would say put it in a 20 tall or bigger. So All right, next up is one of my favorite crypts, actually, and to me it doesn't look like a crypt. This is Cryptocrine pontidifolia. To me, it looks more like a sword, um, but it is a cryptocrine. Crypts in general are low to medium light, sometimes to the lower light spectrum, um, low tech. They do like to have a nutrient rich substrate or add fertilizer to your tank. So crypts do benefit from that. But crypt pond, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. This one fell off the table in the tank, so we'll get to it next. Sagittaria subdolata narrowleaf. Some people don't like Sagittaria. I absolutely love it. I love Sagittaria. I love Vallisneria. It's a fast-growing plant. It's a plant that a lot of people new to the planted tank realm will have success with. So if you're successful with the plant, it's going to keep your interest. If some people say that a plant's too easy and it's not good, well, maybe you have more experience and maybe you don't like that plant and you move on to more difficult plants, which is fine if you like. But if you guys notice a lot of the plants that KJE gets, we keep them on. We dumb it down, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but we dumb it down because we want our customer base to be successful with plants, and then you can move on to more difficult species. But we dumb it down, make it easy. Once you're successful with some easier plants, then you feel good about yourself, and you don't just get out of the hobby. All right. If you want to go high tech right from the start and get some difficult plants, Hygrophila pinifida or whatever that's like super difficult to grow with and it just dies on you, and then you say, "Oh, I suck at plants. I'm not even going to try to plant a tank." That just defeats the purpose of trying live plants. All right, so one of the easy plants to try in the hobby is Sagittaria subdolata narrowleaf. Um, Sagittaria subdolata has two variants. You got dwarf and you got the narrowleaf. They're very, very similar. And dwarf actually doesn't always stay dwarf. Depends on your lighting. The narrow leaf will get probably 8 to 12 inches, as you see here. This is grown. This is grown immersed. In the way I'll explain it to you, don't be scared again about immersed grown plants, because 99% of the plants in the hobby are grown that way. Um, and I've explained this before, but I'm going to tell you how you could tell. All right, you see this big paddle at the tip of the leaf? That's immersed grown. Once this converts below that paddle, it's going to be narrow like this part here. Then that's how it's going to look fully submerged. So once you get this little paddle, this wider tip, then that's telling you it's immersed grown. All right. So I'm just being transparent. I'm telling you this is immersed grown, but it converts so friggin' easy. And anytime you get live plants, one key element in this hobby is to be patient. So once you get plants, be patient. Plants oftentimes have to acclimate to your tank, to your conditions. Sometimes they're immersed grown, so they have to take a little bit of time to convert to the submerged stage. So just letting you know. So don't freak out when you buy plants, either from KJE or anybody else, and you get a little melt, you get a little dieback. Don't freak out about it. So, all right, Cryptocrine Vaquetti. I really like this crypt. I'm not sure. I believe it's related or it's a Wentai variant, but the Vaquetti has more of a bronze color, similar to Crypt Wentai Brown, but this is Crypt Vaquetti. Nice looking crypt. Next up, is another Cryptocrine, Crypt Lutea. If I'm missing your guys' comments, it's because I'm kind of busy doing something. So I'll scroll back up occasionally and see what you guys say. But for you guys that are here, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching. For my mods, I appreciate you guys doing what you do and hanging out with me. I really do. Even though sometimes I'm an asshole, I appreciate the Fish Fam. Speaking of the Fish Fam, I really appreciate, you know, the people on the backside of fishfam.link. If you guys don't know about fishfam.link, look it up. Simple. Fishfam dot, which is a period, link. All right. Look it up. Consider consider joining as a Patreon member because you'll get more in return as a Patreon member than it costs you to become a Patreon member. So fishfam.link, you'll get access to coupon codes from various vendors, including KJE. I know Foxy has one. I know Grant from the Garden of Eder has one. And honestly, I don't keep up with all of it, but I know KJE has one. I know Foxy and Peplin offer one, and I know the Garden of Eder offers one. So you'll get your money back easily if you use those coupon codes if you purchase from the vendors that actually support FishFam.link. Amazon is not supporting FishFam. Chewy is not supporting FishFam. Many others are not supporting FishFam. So that's all up to you. You can spend your money where you want, but there's people that actually give to the hobby, and if you don't support them, not begging for your dollar, I really don't give a f. But if you don't support them, then stuff like that just goes away. All right, and then you're going to be stuck with Amazon. You're going to be stuck with Chewy. So do whatever you want. But just letting you know, is what it is. All right. So that's my little rant about that. So, all right. Cryptocrine lutea. This is a really nice crypt. It stays on the green side. Super easy. All crypts are easy. But Cryptocrine lutea. Again, this will be sold potted, so I will pot these up in the 2-inch net pots. Crypt lutea. All right. Yeah. So Jenna put up. Okay, she put up a list right there. So yeah, Patreon discounts: KJE, Garden of Eder, Crayfish Empire, RC Beams, Peplin Creek Aquatics, which is our buddy Peplin and Miss Foxy. Make room for plants. Sorry, I'm scrolling up right now. Jenna, thank you for throwing up the links. What's up, Whip? You need a Fishymon clone to read the posts. Alishan, I nominate you. So, even submerged plants have to convert in the water. Exactly. Thanks for saying that. When you get fish too, you have to acclimate fish to your water. Everybody's water is different. Maybe not if you're sharing plants and fish to your neighbor across the street and you're on the same municipal water source, maybe it's very similar. But if I'm shipping fish or plants from Scotia, New York to New York City, it's totally different. Same state, totally different water. So anyways, back to the plants. One of my favorites, since I consider myself a fish breeder. I'm in this hobby to sell product because that's my business. So I'm in the hobby to sell you your fish food, your plants, your water conditioners, your medications. That's my business. But my hobby is a fish breeder. All right. So the fish that I keep are my hobby. I don't keep. My business isn't fish. I mean, I breed fish for a hobby, and then I offer them when numbers dictate because I only have so much space here. So, and if you guys follow me long enough, you know I love Gadeids. Excuse me. There's a few dwarf type cichlids from like the Congo region or different odd parts of Africa that I like. So West Africans in Congo region I keep, but mainly Gadeids and wild type swordtails. That's what I keep. It's not the fancy domestic stuff that you're gonna see at your local fish store. That's not what I'm into. But I do sell fish. But that being said, fish are not my focus on business. Um, how that gets to this plant is I'm a fish breeder. So for fun. And hornwort is one of my absolutely favorite plants to keep in a tank when I'm breeding fish. All right. For the fish that I keep. Now, I don't keep like really, really hard water. Even though my water is really hard, I don't keep like Rift Lake cichlids, um, which a lot of times they'll eat plants anyways. But I keep a lot of live bears, so Gadeids, swordtails, and whatnot. And this plant works wonders in the tanks, hard or soft water, from my experience. And it's a great fry cover. It's a fast growing plant, which is also going to help with algae issues. So any type of fast growing plant will help with algae, believe it or not, because it uses up the nutrients. So hornwort, sorry. Thanks for throwing up the links. Fishing Outdoors with Lando. Where do you get your plants from? I get them from Nature Fishing, Lando. That's not a question you ask somebody that retails products. So Mel says she has so much hornwort in my tank that single guppy fry I got. Oh yeah, if you provide a lot of plant cover, you'll maximize your fry survival. So next up is Anubias. Everybody loves Anubias, and these are on the website as medium, even though they're not huge. This is how I bought them, and I just bought assorted. These look like Congensis and Fraserite, but these are listed on the website as Anubias medium. Super easy. Anubias, if you don't know, most of you guys, I recognize most of the names here, but if you don't know with Anubias, you do not plant this in the substrate. You could get away with just planting the roots, but never plant this part of the plant, the rhizome, because it's just going to rot. So anyways, Anubias medium. I need a ton of hornwort next spring. Just hit me up, Alishan, and I will bring in as much as you want. I ordered mine from you of Tommy. Okay. Good job, Lando. That's Anubias medium. Next up is Anubias large. And these are listed on the website as large. They're not gigantic, but they still are sold to me as large. But they sent me Anubias heterophylla. So these are actually cool looking, because you get the heterophylla, they get really big, but you get a lot of crinkle to the leaf right there. Really nice. So Anubias heterophylla, I like these. I really do. I might discount the price some. So if you want to wait a minute, I'll discount the price because I ordered these as large, but they're not like gigantic. I was expecting bigger ones. So I will adjust the price down a little bit, even though I get screwed because I pay the same, and I'm at the mercy of what they pack in the box. So, but sometimes a lot of people say KJE is too cheap on plants. Other people say I'm too high, but you're stupid if you think that. Just price compare. We are definitely cheaper than any of our competition, like by a lot. So you can price compare us against anybody. We're going to be cheaper. Um, but I try to sell you a good product at a fair price. I got into this business because I got tired of getting shafted for stuff that wasn't worth the money. Um, but anyways, in plants, like I said, a lot of my competition, I'm not dogging on them, but a lot of them are like way overpriced. They are way overpriced. I can tell you that, and I appreciate that, Mel. Um, we try to give you like a good product at a fair price. We're very competitive, if not better, on everything, not just plants too. We try to do we try to do what's right to the hobbyist. Again, we're a hobbyist ourselves, and I got into the business because I got tired of getting doinked. But, anyways, that's another vent. Next up is a really popular plant here at KJE, and a lot of vendors don't sell these, but we find them to be a really nice looking plant, very cool, and actually easy. These are dwarf aquarium, uh, the dwarf onions, and they get the bulb because, or they get the name because the bulb looks like an onion. And it's a very simple plant. It's a grass type looking plant, as you can see. When you plant these, don't plant the whole bulb. So don't plant the whole bulb. Just plant maybe about up to a half of the bulb. I say even less. Make sure you get the roots down in the substrate and about half of the bulb. A good pair of aquarium tweezers will help you do that. Um, I might be out of stock. I'm looking right now. I have scissors, but I think I'm out of stock of tweezers. But if you don't get the tweezers from us, you can get them from someone else. Um, but yeah, tweezers will help you with these. But these are dwarf aquarium onion, and they will flower. These guys will flower above the water line. And if you check our website, Jen put up the link, and I was calling them something wrong. So dwarf water onions. I apologize, but the flower on our website is one that actually flowered for me. So that is actually my picture, and you'll get a nice white flower about this big. And see this right here? I got you guys. So, next up is more Money Wart. I accidentally double ordered this, and then they don't care. they don't question my list. They they have before, and they say, well, you have this species on the list twice. So I have a double portion of Money Wart, Bacopa Monera. Again, and I actually put it on sale because I seen that I double ordered it. My mistake. So I put it on sale to try to move some out. Hey, Belinda. Hello. I've been looking for tweezers only. Uh, been looking for tweezers. The only ones I have are ginormous, way too big. The ones that you could use the small ones, Mel, honestly, that you get from CVS or whatever that you use for personal hygiene. You could actually use those. It's not saying you can't use them. The longer tweezers are nice, just because you don't have to get way down deep into the tank. But use the go to your CVS or Target or whatever, and you can get a small pair of tweezers, and they help you honestly with certain plants, especially your stem plants. They will help you plant them easier than getting your when you get big fat sausage fingers like this. If you're trying to use your fingers to plant stems and whatnot, and trying to be more precise with your planting, fingers they're they suck. So, all right. Next up is Italian Vallisneria. So this is Vallisneria spiralis. That's the scientific name for this plant. And if you heard me talk about this before, I laugh about the scientific name because there's no spiral to the shape. but the scientific name for Italian val, excuse me, is Vallisneria spiralis. It is a straight bladed val, but as all Vallisneria are concerned, it's low to medium light, easy, fast growing. Um, so they're really good with um, pulling nitrates and stuff out of the water column. This is also a plant if you're into Lake Tanganyikans um, from Africa. This plant will grow exceptionally well in harder water, and it's also endemic to Lake Tanganyika. So if you're into Neolamprologus or some other the Brochardes and stuff that come from that lake, um, don't be all about like rocks and sand. You could plug some of these into your sand substrate with your tanks, and give them some greenery. So just letting you know, these do grow in very hard water with some very hard water species. So don't be scared of that. I wouldn't put them in with your Malawis. I wouldn't put them in there with those. Malawis tend to be more of a vegetable eater, so they'll definitely mess them up. You could try with like Lake Malawi. You could try some different hardier plants like Anubias. A lot of times the cichlids from Malawi, they won't really mess with Anubias too much, but they may. So you got to experiment. So don't spend a ton of money to start with on plants if you're into that and plant your tank and just have them obliterated. Just experiment, get a few plants to start with, put them in there, see how they do, watch and observe. If they're leaving them alone, then add a few more and build it up slowly. So that's what I suggest. But if you want to spend a bunch of money with me to start with and have your fish like shred and eat all the plants, that's up to you. I'll still take your money, but I'm just giving you a heads up. But anyways, next up, Cryptocrine Wentai Brown. All right, this is another Wentai variant. Brown, meaning it's not like a doo-doo brown, so this ain't gonna look like a turd. You're gonna get like a brownish bronze, more of a bronze color on this Wentai. It's a very nice looking Wentai. I like it better than green. Honestly, Crypt Wentai green does nothing for me. It has the same leaf shape, but it's more of a brighter green. I like more of a coloring where you get like a greenish bronze colored tone. So I prefer this over green. I like to mix these in Escape. If you get Crypt Wentai red, green, not green, but Crypt Wentai red, Buchetti, and some brown, and maybe even mix some flamingo in there, you get a lot of the same leaf shape, but you'll get like a little variant in color. It looks really, really nice. So just a suggestion. Look, I believe. Oh no, I got a whole other layer. I thought I was done, guys. Let's see. These are all potted, so and a lot of them are going to be the same. So let's see what I got. Oh, I use rocks around that. Yep. All right. Pearlweed. Got pots of pearlweed. If you guys aren't familiar with pearlweed, Google it. Look at it on our website. You could also Google it. This is a super easy plant. One that's very versatile. Pearlweed, you can float it. You can plant it in the substrate and just let it grow. It's going to grow a little bit taller and bushier. Or you could use this as a foreground plant. If you like to, get out your scissors and trim it, you can put it right in the foreground. And it works very well for that. But you got to keep it trimmed. All right. Can I feed my angelfish a worm? Sure, you can feed your angelfish a worm. So, next up is another Anubias, but this is on the rare side. Not that it's super rare, but it's not as common. This is Nana Golden. All right, so this is Anubias Nana Golden. It's really nice, super easy because it's Anubias, but the golden variant is you're going to have more of a lime, a light colored green versus the regular one, which is a darker color. So you can't really see it too good, but this is the Nana Golden. So that's more pearl weed. I got some Crinum calamostratum. I like to find a corkscrew or twisted valve that holds up well as jungle valve. Tried twice from different places without luck. I don't have any corkscrew or contortion in stock, Jay. I just have, right now, I have jungle species red and Italian valve. So this is my absolutely favorite plant in the hobby overall. When people ask me my favorite plant overall is Crinum calamostratum. I love this plant. It's easy. It needs moderate light, so not like really low, but it'll get really big. It grows slow, so you got to be patient. It does grow slow, but the leaves of these, they remind me of an octopus. So they're crinkly. I don't know if you can see that, but they're crinkly looking. They get big. You could plant this in any type of tank, in my opinion, because the leaves, they're not real stiff. So even in a shallower tank, they're just gonna, they're gonna grow to the top and then just fan out. So you could put this in a smaller tank, no problem. All right. Again, check our website. I uploaded the inventory. So if I missed something in here, I already uploaded the inventory. So you might want to jump if you're in the market for plants. To get them now, because we don't order a lot here at KJE. I don't order 500 of each species. We run real lean here. So get them while you can. Our prices are better than, honestly, our prices are better than anybody online. And when I go to a local fish store, I always kick a local fish store's ass. So even with our shipping's flat rate at $9.99. So you could order 1 of everything, 10 of everything. No matter what's on our website, it's shipped flat rate. A lot of times I take a big hit in the shipping, but it is what it is. It's part of business. But even with our shipping, we're still cheaper than Amazon on a lot of product. I promise you that. For an example, Thrive Fertilizers. If you go on Amazon, Thrive Fertilizer right now is like $28 for a bottle. Ours is like $18 plus shipping. So it puts us right there at the same price point. But then if you add 2 bottles, we're cheaper than Amazon. Or if you add a bottle of Thrive and you add a couple plants, then we crush Amazon. That's the only way we can do. That's the only way we can compete. But we can't give you free shipping on everything. There's some businesses that give you free shipping at a certain price point. So you spend $79. But if you got to spend $79 to get free shipping, which in the big picture of things, our unit cost plus shipping is still cheaper. So, but that's how it is. Anyways, talking a lot, bitching some, so I apologize. Next up is another really nice cryptocarine. This is Cryptocarine tropica. Tropica is it's a hybrid species, which to me is not bad in the plant realm. In the fish, I'm not a huge fan of hybrids, but in the plant realm, I really don't care. But this is a species that was developed by the Tropica Nursery several years back, and they don't have a patent on it. So other nurseries are producing it, but it's basically a darker colored Wentai. So this is Cryptocarine tropica. It's not super common in the hobby, but it's really, really nice looking. So Crypt tropica. This here, and I don't list these because I told you guys about the dwarf aquarium lily. I don't like to list them until I start to get plant growth. But I I already have sprouted bulbs. So on our website, I don't sell just a bulb. It'll list sprouted bulbs, small, medium, large. So I will put a couple sprouted bulbs on the website because they're viable. This is tiger lotus. So when you see that, you know you don't have a dud because you already got a plant growing out of it. And I have a few of these. So you see that little tallywhacker right there? That's the plant coming out. So that's nice because the last few orders I had prior to this, probably about 80% of them were duds. That's why I don't sell them as bulbs. I wait. I buy them as bulbs, but I wait till they start to grow and then I start to list them. So I'll list them as sprouted, and then as they get bigger, small, medium, large. So I don't sell out of them all the way, but right there in this order, I got at least 5 out of the 12. Son of a bitch! I about busted my ass. So, but I got 5 out of the 12 that are probably or that are good. All right, watch that triple. All right, let me look in here, see what else I got that I didn't show you yet. Oh, today's word of the day, tallywhacker. All right, or bust your ass. All right, next up is another crypt. This is Cryptocrine undulata. This is another nice looking crypt, not real common in the hobby. Cryptocrine undulata. Jenna put up the link for the sprouted bulbs. I gotta go adjust the inventory because I don't see this. I don't see what I take out of the box until you guys see it. So I didn't know some already had or were already sprouting. So I gotta adjust the inventory because right now I know it shows 0. All right, and then. Last one. This is the last one because everything else in the bag down here is, I already showed you. Microsword. So this is Microsword narrowleaf. This is a plant that looks like dwarf hairgrass, but in my opinion, it's easier to grow under, more beginner-friendly conditions versus hairgrass. Dwarf hairgrass, in my opinion, is an advanced plant, or it's either that or I just suck at it. But I don't even stock dwarf hairgrass. I can get it. So if you guys ever want certain plants, just message me. You can message me on Facebook at facebook.com/KJE Aquatics, or you can email me at kjeaquatics@gmail.com or through the website. So just go to KJE Aquatics. You can message me through there. But if there's something specific that you're looking for that I don't typically stock, I definitely can get it for you as long as it's available at the nursery. But yeah. So dwarf hairgrass is not a plant that I stock. It's hard to grow, in my opinion. It needs CO2 injection. Most of the plants that I stock, or all the plants that I stock, do not need additional CO2. Will they benefit from CO2? Of course. All plants will benefit from additional CO2 injected into the tank, but you don't need to inject CO2 in your tank for many low-tech, easy plants. It's not a requirement. As long as you have sufficient light and sufficient nutrients for the plants, you can grow a huge variety of plants in your low-tech tank. And that's what KJE tends to stock and keep. So, but anyways, with that, that's all the plants I got. If you're interested in the plants, place your order through the website, kjeaquatics.com. Don't forget, we have much, much more than just plants. We do a lot of fish food. We do a lot of water conditioners from Fritz, Thrive Fertilizers, fish food from Zoomid, fish food from Ocean Nutrition. Um, I'm looking behind you. We started doing live foods. So if you guys are into live foods, I'm only doing vinegar eels and I'm doing microworms. So if you need a culture of those, um, we have them at a really good price that we're culturing right here at KJE. So vinegar eels and microworms, our price on those are very competitive with anybody online. Or in the fish fam or local. So very price competitive. Aquabid, whatnot. We we set our prices because we looked around to see what other people were charging, and once you start doing vinegar eels, once you start doing microworms, once you start doing either Walter worms, banana worms, any of that stuff, once you get it down, there's no reason to charge a high price for them because they're really not that hard. You just need to start a culture, and that's what we got for you. So, um, show us your wood. We do have wood. Foxy says these boxings feel like Christmas morning. Thank you for the early holiday. Okay, you're welcome, Foxy. I just hope people spend their money and buy the stuff, so I don't have to hold it until Christmas. Grindle worms. Jenna P, I have not looked into grindle worms, but I could do them. I don't. Grindle worms they're the ones that need, I think they need a little bit more colder environment, so I don't have the setup for it, but I don't do them. Alishan asked me if I'm selling at the OCA. If you guys are not familiar with the OCA is the Ohio Cichlid Association. They have an extravaganza every year. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving. I will be there, but to answer Alishan's question, I will be there as a rep for Fritz Aquatics. So no, KJE will not be selling there. But that being said, if you guys are going to the OCA and you want something that KJE sells, feel free to message me ahead of time. Don't wait till the day before because you'll be shit out of luck. But message me ahead of time. We can arrange to do an order for you, and I can box it and deliver it, save you on shipping. And if you pay cash, you'll get a little discount. All right. So we are going to the Ohio Cichlid Association. It's the weekend before. I don't know the exact dates, but it's the weekend before Thanksgiving. I will be there with Fritz Aquatics, talking about Fritz like I did at the ACA. But I can always do a pre-order, deliver it. You can meet me, and I can hand it off to you. It's real simple. So, all right. White worms require lower temps. That's right, Rob. I don't do white worms, and I don't do grindle worms. But I know people that do. So I know our friend, I forget the name of his business. Andrew's here. Sam Polio and his wife. They do live foods. Braintree Aquatics. That's it. I was brain farting. But you guys can go on Facebook and search up Braintree. They do some cultures. I know Brienne does some cultures, but Sam does some. So when you cough like that, say I'm okay. That's Mike. That's Mike's line. Sorry, I get short of breath, but I can't take Mike. Mike has that shit trademarked. So we feed the grindles to the crocodile toothpicks. Love them. Yeah. So you know what, Foxy? You know what I used to, and that my culture crashed. I used to do red wigglers, or my wife did. I had red wigglers, which is the little small red worms that you use for trout fishing. I bet they would like those too. Even sometimes if they're too big, you can cut them up. But I did have the red worms for a while, and our culture crashed actually because I left it outside and it got hot and they got cooked and I screwed them up. So I gotta. My wife does the red wigglers for like the hippiness. So the vericomposting. So it's a way to go green and get rid of your vegetable scraps. But we've had them for years and years. But I started selling them like at local fish clubs at their auctions, and they actually sold really well at the auctions. So I might get another culture and do them again. Um, yeah, Foxy. A good place. Well, one place. I don't know if it's the best place, but Foxy, I bought red wigglers from an outfit. Actually, they're out of Pennsylvania. There might be other ones, but I have sourced red wigglers to start a culture from a company called Uncle Jim's Worm Farm. They're out of Pennsylvania. I've got them from them in the past. Um, Kind of expensive, but I really didn't shop around too much. I just searched online. I found a source and I ordered from them, and they arrived nicely packaged. And I got like a healthy culture, and then we had that going for years and years here until I screwed them up. But, so that's where Brian gets his worms. Yeah, Uncle Jim's. I know he does red wigglers. He does night crawlers. He does mealworms. He does a bunch of stuff. So if you're looking into that, but yeah, um, I might start culturing them again. I know how to do it. It's not rocket science. You just don't leave them out on the porch when it gets like really hot outside, and they cooked. So that's my fault. So Jay said dwarf hairgrass lasted 2 days in his tank and was still cranking the light too high. Yeah, Jay, back to hairgrass. I don't like it. Honestly, some people are more successful with it and more power to them, but I never been successful with it, so I don't even stock it. So when people ask me for dwarf hairgrass that are just getting into the hobby, um, I tend to steer them away from it. I mean, but if they're absolutely dead set on getting it and they want to experience it, that's fine. You do what you want. It's your thing. But I just tell them my experience, and I push them towards the microsword narrow leaf because it has a similar look. It doesn't grow as low. You can trim it, but you can't trim it like you can hair grass. You got to wait. If you want to trim your microsword narrow leaf, you got to plant it. You got to let it really get established, and don't just like give it a buzz cut. You got to cut it at an angle, a little bit at a time. So cut some. So it's more maintenance. So you're not going to get that nice grass looking, Takashi Amano looking aquascape. And honestly, most people in the hobby, your average hobbyist, will never have that look anyways. I don't care how good you are. You'll just, you could always try to achieve that, but will you have it? I've only seen a few people, and I consider them professional, that can actually achieve some of those looks. I don't even try no more. I don't try to aquascape. I don't enter the aquascaping contests. They look beautiful. I like them. I really do. And I support the people that do it. But me, I don't have the patience or the skill to do it. And that's all I got to say about that. Fishfam.link. Hello. Brian had 26 cultures going. Let me see what Miss Foxy said. In the shop one winter, they all died off. Shop was heated. It was... Yeah. Foxy, I kept, well, mainly Evelyn, my wife, she kept the red wigglers like for a long time, and I never even thought about like messing them, using them with fish. I would steal them sometimes to actually go fishing, not in my tanks. But like about a year or 2 years ago, I just took some cultures to, or I took like a big handful, put in a recycled food container, and took them to a club auction, and they actually sold really well. So you know I got to make a buck, and then people were willing to buy them. So I need to reestablish our setup. I still have the setup for it, so I think I'm gonna set it up again, and not so much because I keep a lot of small fish, but to be able to offer them to other people, that might be keeping axolotls, or like you guys could sell them, honestly. Offer that as a live food. I know you guys are doing some other live foods too, which is great. So if you guys are looking for other live foods, Foxy and Peplin are also, I think, are going to start doing some. So, but yeah, I honestly, I say that too much. Whatever I say is being honest. So, but I've taken like a small container, like a quart-sized container to a local fish club with like a nice big portion of red wigglers, and they sold for $25 at an auction, which at auction price is like really good. Yeah, I might. Alishan, I brought some to your guys' auction. I sold two. I brought two to the Bucks County. That was like right before our culture crashed. Um, but the ones I brought to Bucks County, one sold for 20, and I think the other one sold for 24, which is really good. And if you guys don't know about Bucks County, I love Bucks County. Bucks County Aquarium Society is Bucks County Aquarium Society is probably in my top. They're definitely in my top 3 clubs. I love Bucks County because they only charge the seller $1 a bag or $1 a lot. So if you guys go to the Bucks County auction and you bring a bag of fish, Bucks County gets $1 from the sale, and then the rest of it goes to the seller. There's no other club that I ever been to that gives you that great of a cut, as long as it's live goods. So live goods covers fish, plants, and foods. If you bring dry goods, I think they do a 60-40 split. So 60 to the seller and 40 to the club. So, but, and then you guys go to Bucks County, you can meet Alishan. If you don't know Alishan's real name, it's Mr. Tom. So. Anyone wants Slash need Rams males. Rams horns. Mel, that's another one. You could bag those up and bring them to a club auction, and people buy them. Or you could just give them away. If you guys are not members of a local fish club, you could check out fishfam.link. There's a whole list of fish clubs nationwide. It's not 100% updated because I'm just saying this to be transparent, because I gave fishfam.link a couple clubs that weren't listed on there, and it hasn't been updated. But that being said, it has a lot of clubs nationwide. So if you're looking for a local fish club and you're not sure where to start, a good starting point is fishfam.link, and you can see nationwide where clubs are. But there's a bunch of clubs nationwide. If you're not a member of one, please consider joining one and being active with it. You will. It's a huge resource. It's a resource of knowledge. It's a resource of camaraderie. It's a resource of fish that you'll never see in a local fish store. I belong to several, and I was just at one this past weekend. And there's fish at the auction this past weekend that are rare, and you won't see them. You'll never see them in a big box store. And then some of your local fish stores, you'll only see them if the store owner has like a passion for those fish. But you won't see them on a wholesale list. You won't see them. So, yeah, Mel, you got the OCA, which is in Strongsville, Connecticut. No, Strongsville, Ohio. I'm sorry. Strongsville, which is just south of Cleveland. So that's the OCA. That's the weekend before That's the weekend before Thanksgiving, like I said. And then, if you guys don't know, next year, 2024, the ACA, which is the American Cichlid Association, will have their annual convention in Cincinnati this year. So, Mel, that's like right in your neighborhood. So the ACA will be in Cincinnati. I hope to make that one. I don't have it set in stone yet, but I do have the Ohio Cichlid Association Extravaganza. I have that one on the books. Is a club? Yeah, Jenna P. I'll look at the list again, Jenna, because there was some that were missing, and I did send a list to Matt. So Matt, if you're watching, or if you watch the replay and you never updated the list, shame on you. But I did send a list to Matt, Jenna, and I'll look again. But I think there was a couple that I go to personally that weren't on there. But I'll send it to you, Jenna, because you get stuff done. Matt, he's a slacker. So. That hair grass was intended to be a clump on its own, but not definitely. Yeah, hair grass. I hate hair grass. So, Alishan's been to 2 Cincy ACAs. I'm assuming Cincy's a good spot. What? I will for sure be there at the Cincinnati. Yep. The ACA, Mel, check out the American Cichlid Association. You could check them out. They don't have all the details for the convention yet, but they are going to be in Cincinnati. So I know the American Cichlid Association is going to be there. And don't worry, a lot of people get scared with that word cichlid. Don't be worried about that word cichlid. There's other fish there. Even though a lot of people keep cichlids, they keep other stuff. I keep cichlids. I also keep live bears. I keep danios. I keep tetras. I keep barbs. I keep all types of stuff. I keep plants. So a lot of people get scared away from the word cichlid. I'm a proud member of New England Cichlid Association. That was the event that we had this past weekend. I could tell you for a fact there was a lot of cichlids there. Yeah, so there was Vicks, there was Malawis, there was Tangs, there was South Americans, there were Central Americans, there was all type of cichlids, but there was also plenty of different types of live bears, including wild type swordtails, domestic swordtails, guppies, endlers, gadaids. There was a ton of plants. There was several types of danios. There were several types of barbs. There were several types of tetras. A lot of stuff. So it's not, when these clubs have their annual events, it's not specific to a certain type of fish. So just letting you know. Yeah, Rob put up the website for New England Cichlid Association, newenglandcichlids.org. If you're within 2 hours, I say, of the New England area, maybe 3 hours, consider joining them. It's a super great club. I'm very active with the club, and it's a very active club. It's not a bunch of fuddy-duddies that don't do shit. So, and then also if you're more on the east side of New England, please check out South Coast Tropical Fish Society. Andrew and his buddies, Andrew, Nathan, Crystal. I'm probably missing some other people, but South Coast Tropical Fish Society is a really, really good club. They meet in like the New Falls River, New Bedford area of Massachusetts. We go out there and support those. I had mentioned Bucks County, so Bucks County Aquarium Society that meets in I don't know, Alishan, if you're here still, you could. I forget the town it meets in, but it's outside of Philadelphia, not in Philly, so it's out in the countryside of Philly. So I go down there. There's Pioneer Valley Aquarium Society I go to, which meets in Chicopee, Massachusetts. You got the Danbury Aquarium Society, which meets in actually Carmel, New York. Really good club. One of my other favorite clubs is the Norwalk Aquarium Society, which actually meets in Westport, Connecticut. Very, very fun club, active club. I love Norwalk. All the clubs I go to, I go to a bunch. I even if I speak at some, um, I actively participate in their bigger events. I don't always go to their weekly or their monthly talks because um, most of them are 2 hours plus from me. So if they have a talk on a Thursday night, I don't go. But if I'm the person speaking, obviously I'll go. I'm supposed to speak in February, the Cichlid Club of York, so in York, Pennsylvania. I forget how far that is from me, almost 4 hours, I think. But I'll be speaking at the Cichlid Club of York in February. And in December of this year, I was invited. I don't have confirmation yet, but the Tropical Fish Society of Rhode Island. I forget what town they meet in, but obviously it's in Rhode Island. But I was asked if I wanted to speak there, so I'm looking for that. Just waiting on confirmation. But I talked to Rich Pierce, and he's all for it. I just got to get confirmation from whoever does their locks in their speakers for Rhode Island. But yeah, we my Subaru has gotten a ton of miles, probably within the last year and a half, 2 years. So Alishan asked the the topic for CCY. CCY topic will be the what, why, and where of botanicals. So the use of botanicals in the aquarium hobby. So that's what I'll be talking on for CCY. Same topic for Rhode Island, but they're not near each other. I know South Coast. Andrew reached out to me today or yesterday or today. I forget. I think maybe this. I don't know. I get days confused. But Andrew asked me if I wanted to do a talk for South Coast in, I think, May of next year. I can't confirm the date right now because that's kind of far out. But he wants me to do a talk on shipping fish. Um, and I told him I could. I just got to see how the dates align. So, shipping fish, I still have to. I have the one written, Alishan, for. I have the one written for botanicals, but I have to write the one for shipping fish. And my thing on shipping fish, it's not going to be the same plain stuff that I've been to other talks on shipping fish. I know how to ship fish, but a lot of people don't know how to ship fish economically. So it's going to be shipping fish the economical way, um, not the cheap way, but to save you as the shipper a few bucks. Um, so I got a few tips and tricks on shipping fish economically for your average hobbyist. A lot of people are scared to ship fish because they think it's difficult or they worry about the fish. I worry about fish every time I put them in the box, and I know if Roxanne, if you're still here, I know you get a little anxious every time you put your babies in a box and you ship them across the country. You kind of worry about it, and then because stuff can and does happen, unfortunately, it's part of the business. But if you know what you're doing as the shipper, you have a very high success rate, and you tend to not worry about it. So I'm trying to like bring the shipping element to the everyday hobbyist, so you could share your fish further away than your local fish club. So if members of the Fish Fam, if you want to ship some fish to another Fish Fam member, if you're in Massachusetts, you want to ship one of the Fish Fam members in California, you could trade fish that way and not be scared to do it. So, but and to me that opens up, being able to ship fish opens up the hobby to 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 more people. So because there's I was actually talking to Andrew from South Coast about this. We were discussing this, and you get people in a local fish club, and
Alishan can attest to this. But you'll get members. You have the same members that are like really into breeding fish, and then your local fish club gets flooded with that species of fish. So everybody's breeding, I don't know, just anything. Everybody's breeding cardinal tetras. They're hard to breed anyway, so if you could breed them, let me know. But just say everybody's breeding cardinal tetras in your local fish club. Now everybody in the club has cardinal tetras. All right, nobody wants them no more. So you bring them to auction, and then all of a sudden, that your bag of fish go for $2 because nobody wants them. So if you're able, and a club across the country, nobody's breeding them. So if you're able to take what you're successful with and share them to different parts of the country, that's, to me, that opens up the hobby much more. If I make sense, because I'm kind of rambling, but I do that because I'm kind of a dummy. But anyways, so yeah, just being able to just learn how and not be scared, put fish in a box, take them to the post office or UPS, and then share them to your buddies. It don't even have to be across the country, but I could ship fish to Alishan down in southern PA, and not worry about it, because he might not have Nezi swords down in his area, but my local area is flooded with them because I gave everybody, their cousin, their brother, their sister, a bag of Nezi swords. So everybody in my area, immediate area, has Zizophrus Nezicoyote. So yeah, Limia perusia. I don't even keep them. I had some Alishan, but I don't want them no more. Beautiful fish, but I don't want them. But there's parts in the country that people probably don't even know what they are. So it'd be nice to, and they're a Caris fish too. So it'd be nice to, get some in other parts. So will there be videos of your talks? I don't think so. That's up to the local club. Wherever I talk at, that's up to the local club, Mel. I don't video it. So Rob put up the link for the Northeast Council. For the Pioneer Valley Aquarium Club. Yeah. the northeastcouncil.org is an organization on the East Coast here that is like the mothership of all the clubs in the Northeast, just to let you know. So, but yeah. And Rob's right. The clubs are all over the country. Again, fishfam.link. I know Matt and Jenna and if I miss your name, I know Dee Dee's been helping a lot with fishfam.link. Matt started that, so fishfam.link is a good source to find a local fish club. So I'm just letting you know. So go to fishfam.link and search it there. So what's Alishan says? A couple years ago, every club had Captain. Oh, every club still does. Well, they don't. Alishan, there's a gentleman, I call him Wild Bill. Wild Bill brought some to the New England Nika auction this weekend, and they went for very little money because beautiful fish. But when they came into the country, actually, Oliver Luganis got them in. They're a Caris fish too, beautiful fish. They brought them in. A lot of people, got on the bandwagon, got them. Super easy to breed, and then everybody had them. And then all of a sudden, nobody wanted them because everybody had them. And it's the same way now. Like at the Nika auction, Wild Bill brought like a couple bags of them, and they went for very little money. Nobody wanted them, just because everybody's already had them. And I told him don't get rid of his breeders because probably a couple years down the road, nobody's going to have them in the region again. And that happens. Fish species go in cycles. All of a sudden, everybody will have something. A lot of people will stop breeding it, stop keeping it. And then all of a sudden that area, that region no longer has it because they have like very little value. And it's kind of sad, but some people, I keep Gudaids. I keep Gudaids, all types of Gudaids, not for their value, because they're my passion. So I always got the Gudaids. There's other fish that I keep because I do like them. I like all fish, even goldfish. I like all fish, but there's some fish that I keep because they have value. Um, what you call it? Galaxy Rasbors, Celestial Pearl Danios. They have value. Beautiful fish, but if they had no value, I wouldn't keep them. Simple as that. So, if that makes sense, nothing bad to say against the fish, except the only reason I keep them is because they have value. They sell well, so, and I have to pay bills. So, hey Rob, speaking about foods, I have a food that I'm having made exclusive for KJE. If you want to try it, it's not in production, but if you want to try it, just hit me up. You guys don't know Rob's semi-local to me, so. But anyways, I see that I'm over. Shoot, I went way over an hour, but I got 23 people here. That's a lot for a KJE morning show. But anyways, I am going to go because I want to get these wet before they start to dry out. And I appreciate you guys listening to me shoot the breeze. And if you need plants, you've seen what I got. There was some other stuff that I had in stock too. If you guys are ever looking for plants and the website says I'm out of stock, reach out to me. A lot of times live goods it's hard to keep up with the live good exact inventory. It just is. It's hard to keep up with all inventory because I do a lot of live shows, and unfortunately my website is not tied into when I go to a live event. Like this past weekend, I took a bunch of Baz Lear foods and stuff. And so I'm not sophisticated enough. So when I sell it at a live event, it updates the website. So my inventory gets screwed. So, again, I'm just a dummy. I'm a dummy that's just, in the hobby trying to make a buck. But anyways, gotta go. And I gotta put the plants away. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Listen to me ramble, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.